I never planned to be the guy standing alone by the bar, watching the woman I loved dance with someone else. It wasn't a club, not some reckless night out. It was a friend's wedding reception. Soft lights, polite smiles. The kind of place where people pretend everything is fine. Her name is Marin. Mine is Callum. I'm 39, and until that night, I believed loyalty was louder than temptation. Marin and I had been together 9 years. Not perfect years, but steady ones. We built routines, shared responsibilities, paid bills on time, hosted holidays. I was dependable. I thought that counted for something. She used to say it did. Lately, though, she'd grown distant in small ways that were easy to excuse. More time on her phone. Less eye contact. Hugs that ended too quickly. I told myself it was stress, work deadlines, normal life friction. At the reception, she said she was going to find the restroom. I nodded, sipping my drink, scrolling nothing. Music shifted to something slower, then brighter. When I looked up, I saw her on the dance floor. Not alone. She was laughing, head tilted back, hands resting on the shoulders of a man I didn't recognize. He leaned in close. Too close. Her body moved easily with his, like she remembered how. I didn't storm over. I didn't interrupt. I stayed where I was because a strange calm settled over me. It felt unreal, like watching a scene meant for someone else. I waited for her to look around, to notice me, to pull away. She didn't. Song after song they danced. People clapped. Someone whistled. I felt invisible. That was the moment I thought I'd lost her forever. Not because she danced, but because she forgot I existed. Something inside me shut off. I finished my drink, placed the glass down carefully, and walked outside. The night air was cool, grounding. I stood there a long time, listening to muffled music through brick walls, realizing how tired I was of trying to be enough. I didn't leave angry. I left clear. I ordered a car, sent a brief text saying I'd gone home, and let my phone go silent. At the apartment, I packed slowly. Clothes, charger, toothbrush. No rush, no theatrics. I left my key on the counter and drove to my brother Eamon's place. Slept on his couch. Dreamed of nothing. Morning brought messages. Missed calls. I didn't respond. Not because I wanted to punish her, but because I needed quiet. Around noon, I finally checked one voicemail. Her voice sounded frantic. She said my name over and over, asked where I was, said she'd made a mistake. I deleted it without listening further. By evening, I'd decided what I wouldn't accept anymore. Love that needed reminding. Respect that disappeared in crowds. I went back to the apartment to collect the rest of my things. As I pulled into the lot, I saw her car already there. My chest tightened, but my resolve didn't. She was waiting inside, eyes red, makeup smeared. The moment she saw me, she broke. She ran toward me, crying, apologizing, saying it meant nothing, that she'd felt ignored, that she was scared of losing me. She clutched my jacket like it was a lifeline. People think that moment would fix everything. It didn't. I listened. I really did. I let her speak until the words ran out. Then I told her calmly what I'd seen, how it felt, how something fundamental had cracked. I told her I wouldn't compete for attention in my own relationship. I wouldn't beg to be noticed. She said she loved me. I said love doesn't need an audience to remember itself. She asked if we could start over. I told her starting over only works when both people never stopped choosing each other. That night, she hadn't chosen me. I picked up my boxes and walked past her. She cried harder, saying she'd change, that she'd do anything. I believed she was sorry. I also knew sorry doesn't undo clarity. I moved out that week. No drama, no public explanations, Friends asked questions. I kept answers short. Time passed. Weeks turned into months. The ache dulled. I learned something important in that quiet space she left behind. Sometimes you don't lose someone when they walk away. Sometimes you lose them when they stay, but stop seeing you. I don't hate Marin. I hope she figures herself out. But I don't miss the version of myself who stood by the bar, waiting to be remembered. The night she danced with someone else felt like the end. In truth, it was the beginning of me choosing myself. And that's something I won't apologize for. Months later, I ran into her by chance at a grocery store across town. No music, no crowd, just fluorescent lights and half-empty aisles. She looked different, quieter, like someone who had been forced to sit with herself. We exchanged polite words. She asked how I was. I said fine, and meant something new by it. She told me she'd been in therapy, that she finally understood what she'd risked for a moment of feeling seen. I wished her well, without reopening doors. Walking away, I felt no triumph, no bitterness, just relief. I learned that dignity isn't loud, and self-respect doesn't require witnesses. Sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is stop waiting to be chosen and choose himself instead. It took time to trust my instincts again, but I no longer doubt the quiet warnings I once ignored. Love should feel mutual, not negotiated. Presence matters more than promises. When I remember that night, I don't feel loss anymore. I feel gratitude for the clarity it gave me. Watching her dance with someone else didn't destroy my life. It showed me exactly where I'd been standing, and why I needed to move. Forward, alone, certain, without resentment, regret, hesitation, fear, or apology.